Doesn't look as if there's anybody on here. Hi Hilary, how are you? Can you hear me properly? Hope you're having a good day. Just come on to get a kind of wee chat away, obviously, about some topics that have come up recently. Basically about to let you all know, there's a kind of topic going around lately about the English and Scottish £5 banknotes. Hi Jenny, nice to see you. Like I say, the Bank of England have confirmed via Twitter on Monday that the new plastic fivers are made with tallow, which is actually a substance derived from fat and used in candles and in soaps. There is a trace of tallow in the polymer pellets used in the base substrate of the polymer £5 notes. That's what they've actually confirmed. So Innovia, the company that makes the banknotes, said it obtained the animal fat through a supplier, which it declined to name. The company said that substance to give notes their anti-static and anti-slip properties, and pointed out that thousands of products contain tallow. It could not confirm which animals the fat had actually came from. Like I say, animal fat is used in obviously plastics, is most obviously commonly derived from obviously beef and mutton, though it can obviously come from things like pork or other meats as well. Jenny's saying there, we just had our £5 notes changed here in Australia. That's great, Jenny. Like I say, there's a lot of this actually going on. There's actually a petition, like I say, has actually just launched to obviously remove the note, which only became obviously legal tender in September here in the UK. So like I say, that's from obviously circulation. Obviously at the time of writing, it had been signed obviously by more than actually 5,000 people had actually started the petition. So that's how many has actually signed it. So I'm going to link this actually below this petition. If you can sign that and share it, it would be absolutely great. Like I say, the £5 notes obviously contain animal fat in the form of tallow. Like I say, this is very unacceptable, like I say, to absolutely millions of vegans and obviously vegetarians. Bigfoot saying Doug Shaw made the petition. He was on ITV. Yeah, it was Doug Shaw that made the petition. Yeah, that's why I'm sharing it. It's absolutely great that he's put this out there. It's amazing because I wouldn't have known anything about this myself, to be quite honest. And it just goes to show you that there's a lot of animal products actually getting used, even in the notes that we spend. So like I say, how vegan can you actually be? You know what I mean? You would have to, in my opinion, actually go totally off-grid to actually be vegan. Like I say, obviously the demand is that you can cease to use animal products in the production and obviously currency that we obviously use. Like I say, the tweet that actually went out on Twitter actually caused a social media backlash. We obviously, many people actually expressing disgust at the news, like I say. Like I say, looking at the kind of bright side, that a lot of people have actually said the potential and the money maker, like I say, it's obviously not the first time. The latest incarceration of the fiver has obviously done a lot of controversy. Like I say, a further petition was obviously created when it was announced a way back that Winston Churchill would be replacing Elizabeth Fry on the actual, meaning no English banknotes would feature women. Like I say, after thousands expressed outrage, it was subsequently announced that the novelist Jane Austen would be face of the new £10 in the note from obviously summer 2017. Like I say, the new polymer £5 note is the first of the banknotes that actually to be printed on paper, and actually not printed on paper, to be quite honest. Like I say, the new flexible plastic notes are designed to actually be cleaner, more secure and stronger. So like I say, it's really amazing, because I would have never ever known these things, and to actually know that there's animal fats in even the notes that we're using, it's just unbelievable. It really is. And it was great for Doug Shaw to actually bring this to the kind of mainstream and let us know all about this, because I would have never ever known anything about it. But like I say, it makes you wonder, how vegan can anybody actually be? Like I say, you would not need to get off grid to actually be fully vegan. Just to kind of let you know a few things that you may not or you may not know actually about things that actually contain animal fats. Car tyres are actually one. Like I say, car tyres are obviously made of rubber, which are actually plant products, but obviously the wheel on the bus basically goes round and round with a little help from like stearic acid. Like I say, stearic acid is a fatty acid which many industrial applications, obviously when we say many, we mean like a bajillion, to be quite honest. Like I say, this chemical compound is used as a surfactant and softening agent. It's found in things like soaps, cosmetics, detergents, lubricants, candles, food, and even fireworks as well. So like I say, car tyres manufacturers use stearic acid as an additive to help actually cure the rubber in the tyres and make them strong enough to hold their shape while under steady friction, yet flexible enough to obviously grip the road. And actually stearic acid is actually derived from the Greek word steer, which actually means tallow, a rendered form of beef or mutton, which is the very, very same thing that I'm talking about there in the banknotes. It's absolutely amazing, like I say, and you've obviously as well, you've actually got drywall is another one. Like I say, basically unless you live in a brick house or a mud house, then chances are your wall is obviously made of drywall or obviously sheetrock, sorry I should say. These are gypsum plaster sheets used to actually make interior walls and obviously ceilings as well. Basically, unless you actually live in say like an unfinished garage, chances are your actual walls are painted. Well, both actually drywall and paint contain animal byproducts. Like I say, drywall is made by actually creating a slurry of gypsum with additives such as starch, paper, pulp and fatty acids like stearic acid and obviously oleic acid, also made from an animal fat as a emulsifier and thickener. Yeah, like I say, Astro Waters, it's absolutely amazing. There's so much that's out there. Bigfoot Tookma says, there's a company here that makes vegan-friendly tyres. Michelin, not spelt right, but can't remember. That is great. I would love to hear more about that because, like I say, it's absolutely amazing. There's obviously as well, another thing you've got is paint. I mean, paint you can actually use in your house. I mean, think of it. We all say we're really vegan, but you paint your house and things. To let you know about paint, like I say, many brands obviously of paint use even latex-based paint contain a binder called casein, which is basically found in cow's milk, which is like your protein and your whey and things like that. Never heard of casein, you may not know it, like I say, but you're familiar with casein. In coagulated form, casein is basically called cheese. So that's actually used in your paint that you're using in your house. So, like I say, that's another thing that's actually not fully vegan. Thanks for coming, a big fan, Snow-Hattie. I really appreciate that. Obviously as well, you know a lot of vegans actually use sugar and things like that, obviously, because it's something that's used an awful lot. Like I say, good old white sugar isn't white actually to begin with. Rather large sugar manufacturers use a filter made from actually bone char, basically charred ash of animal bones. Mostly actually that's from cattle, to obviously decolorize sugar cane to actually desired white form. Like I say, well, how about actually just you use brown sugar? Like I say, turns out brown sugar is just actually white sugar, but with molasses added as a brown colorant. Bigfoot says we can only do our best at the end of the day. Yeah, that's what I say. Every single bit that we can do at the end of the day. Like I say, you even think about the car you drive and things like that, all the kind of toxic fumes that it's breathing into the environment. Like I say, that's not vegan. Like I say, we can only do everything we can, and that's what it's all about. Like I say, too many people can say you're not vegan if you do this, that, and the next thing. Like I say, every little bit you can do, and as much as you can do within your constraints, is all you eat. That's basically it. Animal I don't eat animals, and that's as much as you can possibly do. Bigfoot Tooth Man says that's in the US. I don't think they use bone char here. That's great actually. Even as well, asphalt, which is basically in your pavement, which a lot of obviously US people call sidewalk. I say that used to actually use paved roads and parking lots actually contain glycerin, which is a released agent that obviously prevents it sticking to the containers and things, as well as animal byproducts based additives to help ease the mixing of the pavement, as well as control obviously rutting and cracking. So it's absolutely amazing. It really, really is. Arsenal Hattie says, I really wouldn't, and I know I can't cook, look at the butchers. That's a lot of bone char. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys, but since I became vegan way back in January, even when I walk past a butcher's, I can actually smell the butcher's meat, and I never used to before I actually became vegan, but now when I walk past it, suddenly I can smell it and it actually turns my stomach. I've never ever actually thought that, but I just wanted to throw that there out to you guys. Is that something that yous kind of suffer with as well? Big Toot My Car says, another example of differences in countries is McD's fries. The UK's are vegan, but the US have natural beef flavouring. That's amazing to know that. I never actually know that myself. I know a lot of people have spoken about that. Yeah, you get these heightened senses. Yeah, it's really, really amazing. Like I say, I've never thought about it before, but I don't know if a lot of you know, I actually used to work in an abattoir way back in 1997 before my eating disorder started, round about the time when my mum actually passed. And I was actually a meat packer and things like that, and it was amazing. Like I say, the cruelty that I saw in there was just unreal. I actually used to see them actually scraping out the anal cavities looking for infections like cancers, syphilis and things like that. And one of the worst things I actually saw was there was actually baby fetuses lying at one of the cattle that had actually just been killed, and it really, really turned my stomach, and it's really, really amazing to think. And I was just glad that I never get into anything like killing. I could have never killed an animal in my life whatsoever, and for people to actually do that, I think they've obviously, a lot of the people that done the killing in there actually were on like drugs and things like that, which I'm not surprised, because I think that kind of disconnected themselves away from the killing side of things. And yeah, Bigfoot, I'm glad you saw that. Jenny's saying, I have been vegan since September 2015. Whenever I walk past the butchers here, I feel ill now. Yeah. Yeah, Astro Waters, it's really, really amazing how we can change, like I say. But like I say, every little bit people can actually do, like I say, whether it being as simple a thing as changing your dairy milk to something like like your almond milk or your rice milk or your oat milk and things like that, or changing your butter to things like obviously soya-based products, changing your cheese and things like that. Every little bit you can do, it helps. Whether that be a meal a day where it's not vegan, you're kind of doing things like a kind of salad, or changing things to like a tofu or seitan or tempeh, or even doing a thing like a meatless Monday or things like that. Every little bit you can do, it helps. Hattie's saying, I got my partner 30 years as a chef to stop eating meat. That's amazing. Like I say, if Jessica was in here, Jessica Australia, who is my dear, dear friend, she's trying to convert her man over to veganism, but she feels that he's got a disconnect because he's not actually seen the kind of cruelty that goes on. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people say that you've really got to see those animal slaughter videos and things like that to actually make some people actually go vegan. But in my opinion, like I say, I think there's a place for it, but in some ways, a lot of people find it actually puts them off because they feel that the animal slaughter videos have to get more and more disgusting and things like that to actually put the message across. I'm not sure what your guys' opinion in this is. What do you think about that? Astro Water says that's actually what turned me vegan, seeing the cruelty. Yeah, that's it. Actually, I can't watch it. It hurts. Like I say, yeah, it's a lot of people have got many different opinions on it, and I feel it's kind of open to what people think. But thanks for becoming a van vegan now. I really appreciate that. But like I say, I mean, it's amazing. You think of it, even things like Apple products, like your iPhone, your iPad, anything like that. They're not even vegan fully either, because you think of the exploitation that goes on in these third world countries so you say to yourself, is that vegan? I mean, it's not just compassion for the animals, it's compassion for your fellow human, and that's far from being vegan as well. Astro Waters says, I've been vegetarian for 8 years and vegan for 1 year. That's actually amazing, yeah. I'm coming up and being fully vegan in January this year, so that I always wanted to actually be vegan, obviously, but I was actually prevented with my eating disorder recovery team, because a lot of people obviously use it as a mask for their eating disorder. But I actually threw it out to them. I says, look, I've wanted to do this for years and years and years, and I want to do it not only for my health, but my main reason was for the ethical reasons, because I love my animals so much. So they said to me, as long as I was doing it and gaining weight and basically doing it as the same form as a US standard diet, which basically means me eating just vegan as it says, enjoying your things like your fake vegan meats, your cheesecakes, your burgers, your pizza, everything like that. And I think that's a lot of things that a lot of people out there don't realise, and why they don't want to go vegan, because they feel that they won't be able to sustain that diet, because they love things like their pizzas and their kind of what we call our comfort foods, basically. But you can there's an option for every kind of vegan food out there that you had in your own standard diet. Bigfoot saying, I think it depends on the individual. Some people go vegan for the environmental or health reasons, but the ethical part is what makes you stay vegan. Thoroughly agree with that, yeah. I think a lot of people as well, they kind of criticise people going vegan for the health reasons, because they say it's not ethical, you're not doing it for the ethical reasons, which I totally disagree on. At the end of the day, if you're doing it for your health, you're being as much as an ethical vegan as anything, because by adopting the vegan lifestyle, whether it be health reasons or ethical reasons, you're saving animals every single day of the week, you're saving the planet, you're saving your fellow human, and that is being an ethical vegan in every single way. And in some ways, I feel that actually is the biggest thing that turns people out there that aren't vegan to the vegan lifestyle, because they want to see what the kind of vegan lifestyle does for their health and everything as well, and that can be the biggest thing that actually turns people vegan, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but it really is. Arsenal Hattie says, I'm trying to go raw vegan at least for 1 week for weight loss. I need them regular vegan. That's great, Arsenal Hattie. Like I say, everything, whether it be raw vegan or anything, like I say, what works for one person may not work for another. And like I say, I hate the way people say, oh, you shouldn't go raw vegan, or you shouldn't go just vegan, or high carb, low fat, whatever. Whatever works for you, you do. Like I say, for me, myself, like I say, I'm just vegan, and I couldn't go raw vegan, because for me, adopting a raw lifestyle would probably be the worst thing for eating disorder recovery, because for us in recovery, we need to be getting a good relationship with protein, fats and carbs, which we need for obviously soluble vitamins A, D, A and K, which are for hormonal function, brain function, skin growth and repair, for your protein and things like that. And if we're kind of demonising certain foods for us, it would basically let that eating disorder back in. So it's something definitely down the road that I would like to definitely do, whether it be even a few days a week raw vegan, but really when I'm fully recovered and I've got over it. Because for me, like I say, I always feel in eating disorder recovery, that little voice at the side of your shoulder, you've got to keep it whispering away rather than screaming at you. And it's always about you being in control. And I feel something we're always going to have the rest of our life is have that eating disorder. But basically, if you think of it, a lot of people say it's a bit like an addiction, like a drug addict or an alcohol addict. But to be honest, yeah, the addiction side is very much the same. But the difference with an alcoholic and a drug addict is they can abstain from drugs and alcohol, go to rehab, and all they need to do is avoid those drugs and those alcohol. But for somebody with an eating disorder, we've got to face that addiction and the thing that's basically killing us but saves us every single day, and that is food. So it's a very, very much different way of dealing with things, and it's something that your demon that is there is the thing that you need to stay alive, and that's food. And to be honest, a lot of people say, but do you hate food? That's far from the truth. I myself love my food, and coming to the vegan lifestyle has been the best thing ever. You don't hate food, you actually hate yourself, and that's what it's all about. Becoming vegan is the best thing that I've ever done, because basically for me, knowing what I'm doing is not only helping myself but helping the animals, and looking in the mirror and seeing that every single day has been the greatest thing ever. It takes away those eating disorder thoughts that scream at you, because it's not about the food, it's about a greater cause. Obviously as well, I'm a very, very spiritual person, so that's been a big part of it. Thanks for becoming a fan, Janice R. I'll just catch up with the chat here, guys. Jenny's saying, I started going vegan for health reason. I figure that if I have no animal fat, animal has to die for me, for me to survive and be healthy. Further agree with that. That's what it's all about. Like I say, at the end of the day, like you say, does an animal need to really die for you to enjoy a burger? No, it doesn't, because you can get vegan burgers, you can get everything, and that's what it's really, really about. Bigfoot saying, I think all styles of veganism are worth a go if one doesn't suit you. Yeah, that's it. Try them all, whatever. Like I say, it may take a lot of different vegan lifestyles for you to find the one which you feel best on, and that's what it's all about. Arsenal Hattie says, thank you for your good broadcast. Thank you. I'm 15 stone, but trying to lose healthy way. That's amazing, Hattie. Like I say, probably for you, would be the best option is the kind of raw diet. Actually, my good friend this time around Vegan Life, she's actually doing a few raw days a week, and she's actually found that she's losing something like 3 to 4 pounds a day, which is really, really great. So probably that would be a great lifestyle for you. She obviously says as well, I think raw, honestly, yeah, I would definitely say so. That you seem to get a really great kind of weight loss on the raw diet. So if anybody got any questions, guys, please throw them in. I would love to answer any questions at all. I've got about 5 minutes before I log off. Like I say, it was just a kind of 30-minute broadcast to kind of go through things and talk about these banknotes, and I'll link it back in the chat again. If you could please sign and share it, it would be amazing, like I say. And if anybody wants to guest for the last 5 minutes as well. To let you know as well, on Saturday night, UK time, I'm actually doing an interview that I'm getting interviewed by God Loves Brett Keane. He's a kind of spiritual person, does a lot of Christianity podcasts and things like that. He's interviewing me about my kind of Christian background and how my vegan lifestyle and things like that. So that'll be something that'll be great. I'll hopefully have that uploaded onto my channel as well. It'll be really, really good. Like I say, I have been getting a lot of problems for actually people saying to me, how can I call myself vegan and be a Christian? Because they say that the Bible doesn't condone vegan lifestyle, which is absolutely nonsense. Like I say, the book of Daniel in the Bible tells you that you actually should be living off plants and of the earth, and you should only be using meats in the extreme form of hunger. So in the Bible, there's many scriptures in the Bible. I'll actually do a lot more about that. It actually shows you about it, and it actually shows you, I'll share a little passage here. I'll just share it with you guys as well. It's in, is it Numbers, I think? Wait, I'll share this. Can't actually find it now, guys. So yeah, it's in Genesis. It says, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree with the seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth. Everything has the breath of life. I have given every green plant for food." And it was so, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a sixth day. Like I say, there's many passages in the Bible that speak about veganism. Julia Shakespeare is asking, do you think it takes longer to gain back your optimal BMI on a vegan diet? That's an amazing question, Julia. That's really good. Myself, I think it does, really, if you're doing it as in like adopting the raw diet. I think if you're actually doing just vegan and making sure you're getting a lot of calories in, and that, I think you can actually gain quite well. Your rough gain, roughly for me myself, to let you know, has been roughly about 0.5 kilograms to 1 kilogram a week, which is basically 1 to 2 pounds. But I think if you're doing raw style lifestyle, it's much harder to actually gain that weight as quickly as well. Jenny's saying I'm a Christian as well. That's lovely to know, Jenny. Really great to hear that. AJL saying, what do you find are the most useful ways to eat meals on days when you feel the ED thoughts are really loud? Hope that being personal. That is a really great question. I feel to myself it's basically it's trying to fight those thoughts. Like I say, before I would always restrict when I had those kind of thoughts and they were screaming at me. But now I know to counteract that eating disorder voice, I just say to it, wait a minute, I know that what you're saying to me is, you're not my voice, you're the eating disorder voice. And I just eat what I feel and what I want to eat. I know that the eating disorder voice will tell me otherwise and make me feel I'm fat, but I just eat what I feel, whether that be on the day, if I feel I want something and that eating disorder voice is telling me otherwise, I now overcome it and just go and have it, whether that be a vegan pizza, whether that be a vegan cheesecake, whether that be vegan chocolate. I've tried to overcome that, and it's got to the point now that I do that. It takes a lot of hard work, like I say, but I'll share a book with you that actually, it would be really amazing and may help you in many ways, actually. It's actually from Jenny Schaefer. It's actually Life Without ED by Jenny Schaefer. And the second one is Goodbye ED, Hello Me. That basically lets you overcome, it gives you the kind of coping skills to overcome the eating disorder voice and differentiate it from yourself. And it's basically like a cognitive behavioural therapy type thing. And that would be really great and may help you in so many ways. Julia Shakespeare says 0.5 to 1 kilogram is what the hospital wanted me to gain. That's great. That's really amazing, because that's exactly what you should gain. It can be difficult, and like I say, in a hospital setting, you'll gain a lot more because of the inactivity and things like that. So when you're out in the community and obviously you're doing a lot more, like you don't think your everyday things like going shopping, maybe walking your animals, basically walking about, doing housework and things like that, that can actually burn quite a lot of calories. So you've got to, I'm actually going to be doing a video shortly talking about calorie counting and why sometimes it's necessary to count calories in the very, very beginning of eating disorder recovery. And I know that sounds kind of hypocritical to a lot of people, because I do say that you really shouldn't count calories, but sometimes it's essential to make sure at the very, very start, whether that be only 1 or 2 weeks, to you actually see your kind of baseline and see how your kind of weight shifting from there. And I'm going to be doing a video on that. I feel it will be really, really helpful to a lot of people. Bigfoot saying, yeah, it's really flexible to suit your needs. Yeah, Julia Shakespeare, it's so important to separate that voice from yourself. Yeah, it is, because a lot of people in eating disorders feel that eating disorder voice is their identity, and that's far from the truth. Your eating disorder will tell you that you need that eating disorder, because it's basically like you lose eating disorder, you worry to yourself, what am I going to become? Where do I go from here? Because I've not got that eating disorder. That eating disorder has basically been your life, and you worry that you're basically going to lose yourself. That's far from the truth. You'll never have the life you love until you start to choose recovery. Your eating disorder robs you of everything. You start to isolate yourself away from people. You don't want to do the things you love. You lose concentration. You basically, things like, whether it be music you love, whether that be art, whether that be your sports, everything. You don't want to go out with friends, obviously, because you worry that if you go out with friends, there's going to be the kind of situation where it's events with food are going to pop up. That's something you've really got to overcome. One thing I've always said is basically to try and challenge yourself with that. Maybe go out to a cafe 1 day a week where there's no calorific ingredients on the menu. So basically you're challenging yourself because you don't know how many calories are in a food. And then start building it up gradually. Another thing as well, what I will throw out there as well, if you suffer with looking at labels on the back of packages and things like that, get whether it be your partner, your friend or your parents or whatever, to go out to the shops with you, and they do the shopping with you, and you say, oh, I want this type of food or I want that type of food. They put it in your basket, and when you get home, they take away the food labels and things, so you've not got that kind of control looking at the food labels. I'm actually going to be doing a video on that as well, which I think will be really, really helpful. But obviously as well, a lot of people at this time of year with the festive period, a lot of people with eating disorders are really, really worried about it, because they feel, obviously with the kind of social media saying that you gain roughly 10 pounds and all this, which is absolutely nonsense. That's rubbish. Enjoy your Christmas, enjoy it with your friends and family. Just throw yourself into it. Don't worry about it. You'll not gain weight. Like I say, a lot of people in eating disorders worry that obviously they're going to keep gaining weight through recovery, that they're never going to stop gaining weight. That's absolutely nonsense. Sometimes you do overshoot in eating disorder recovery, but that's very, very important, like I say, because if you've been covering from a restrictive background for years and years, a lot of your calories are actually used to repair the internal damage, your organs and things like that. Your body knows what's best, and you've basically got a set point weight. And once your body starts to trust yourself that you're going to keep giving it the calories it needs, that set point weight will start to level out and you'll stop gaining weight. That's one thing I want to put out as well. Julia Shakespeare says, I thought the first book was really, really good. Yeah, the first book's amazing. Jenny says, sounds like some boots to eat for someone. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Jenny. Julie says, really, really appreciate it. Julia Shakespeare says, got to go now, but looking forward to that video and calorie counting. Thanks very much, Julia. I hope you have an amazing day. So guys, I hope you have liked this. I just thought I would kind of come on and kind of share things a bit with you and things. I'll do a wee song before I go with you and brighten up the day. There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the whole world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's a time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all part God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this. Remember, everybody have a lovely, lovely day. I send you all my love, vegan vibes. And remember, binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. And I'll speak to you all in the next broadcast. Love to you, Bigfoot, Mar, Julia Shakespeare, Jenny, and Viral Curl, everybody. Send you all love.